Okay, so the last thing that the fire extinguisher pin, which is right here, needs is some slicing. And it needs slicing because we said that as it travels down this pathway straight along the pin, it goes around one full turn and then it ends a quarter turn past. And so just to give you a reminder of that, I want to go back and say, if I zoom in real tight right here, well, I don't even have to zoom in that far, where the straight pin comes out under this yellow tab, where it goes around the fire extinguisher, or where it starts to turn around. You can see, let's call this like the 12 o'clock position, like on a clock. So it goes 12, past 3, past 6, past 9, comes back to 12. So it's made one full revolution. But now it's going to go back to 3 o'clock or so, back to that. So it's made another 25% of a revolution. So it needs to go 1.25 times around, okay? For that to happen, what I'm going to use is the slice tool. Now, a good idea when you're experimenting with stuff, especially if you haven't done it before, is go ahead and copy it. Make a copy of the part that you're about to fiddle around with, so that you don't screw up, like all the hard work you did, because I do it all the time. You can see the other thing I'm doing out here. I moved this way out to here. Okay, so I drew a straight line far away from my tank, and then far away this way. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to use the slicing tool, like a knife edge. Now, even though I produce, and that's like what happened over here, even though I only made the slicing plane go from here to here, it projects out to, I believe, infinity. So it also slices what you can't see out in front of it. So in other words, when I slice this, um, I don't want my any other completed objects out here to get sliced accidentally. Okay, so putting it far away, sometimes you have to elevate it way up in the air. That can help too. All right, so the easiest thing to do for a slicing plane is just draw a rectangle. Okay, we know that this is only slicing one bit of this coil, just a little bit of it. So it doesn't have to be very big. So that knife edge is completely fine. And we know it has to slice down. So this way I can just go ahead and do a 3D rotate, type in 90 degrees, and there I go. Okay. Now in this case, I want to count from the bottom. So I want to figure out where this is going to be. And I think what I'll do is I'll just move it arbitrarily into place, kind of like right here. Okay. And now I'm going to look and say, okay, so here, when I cross this line, when I follow this blue and cross this line, that's my 12 o'clock position. So I go all the way around, and now I've crossed it, get back to here again, which means that on the second coil, so there's one. Now let's see, there's one, I've gone up, and now I'm on the second coil, which is right here. I need to cut it right at this point. Easy enough. So I just go ahead and move it. And I want to go ahead and place this. Okay, see, it's cutting partially through the first coil. Now, it's really not going to matter, but I want to move it up until it's only cutting through the second coil. So I'll try another move right here. Okay, since it's so far away from my other content on my screen, the graphics card is I think it's trying to produce a lot of keep up with a lot of information at the same time. But what I want to do is I want to move this up on the Z-axis just a touch. It's wanting to snap to something. I don't know what that thing is. But now I can pretty much see right there that it has, let's try this with the zoom window. I can pretty much see that it's sliced through. Okay. So smacking them right at that quadrant. Now I come up and I go slice. I pick the thing I want to slice, and now I right click, and I want to use a planar object, and that is my knife edge, and then I click keep both sides. Okay, so now this has made it so that everything on this side is its own thing. Okay, I think there's got to be a better way to do this, but um, I don't know. It's so what I'm going to do is explode all of this and right click, and now these subsections can go away on their own. So I can go, okay, slice around, slice around. I think I'm pretty close to what I needed. So let's see, one full turn, and now it's getting to here. And so this one needs to go away. Let's see if I have a turn and a quarter. Straight line, straight line. So this is where I get all the way around to one and then past it to a quarter. Okay. And that's it. It's actually not that bad of a thing to have to slice. But now what you have to do is you have to put it back together because this is not a 3D object any longer. Okay. And I don't need this anchor point. So all I have to do is click union, and I should be able to, and I think you're going to have to union it twice because I think for some reason it's not going to pull if I move this. Yep, see, it's almost hollow now. I think it is actually possibly hollow. So you got to union. You got to do two unions. Union, union it one more time. Now I think if I were to move it, oh, it still has some goofy stuff going on. There is another thing. Where is it? Under solid editing, it is a convert to solid. Creates a temporary 3D solid, and this might be it right here. Okay, and that might do it. Okay, so now you should be able to just move it as normal. Let's see if we can get rid of these. And I'm going to go ahead and anchor it back somewhere, and we'll just look at the end just to be sure that it is not hollow. I don't think it is. And my greatest fear is true. It is hollow. So, not a big deal because what you can do super easily is just now sweep this along this this sweep path. This actually could be your sweep path. So, not a big deal, but play around with it, and there might be something that I didn't even know as far as how you could sweep that or how you could slice it, and then retain its solid abilities. Okay.